record this later on when I'm calmed down and had time to think. I want to catch a fresh emotion on how I feel right now in this moment. Okay, so as you know, I work for RTI. I've been here almost 6 months, almost. Um, well, 5 months, you might as well say, to be correct. That way, nobody's on here accusing me of being a liar, like the haters like to do in the comments. Uh, anyway, like I said, been here that amount of time. Decent company, decent equipment. Um, the first couple months were great. Money was great. I was able to put money back into my tax account. I was able to handle things accordingly at home, like usual, with any other trucking job I've had. Things were going pretty smooth, besides me needing to be home more often for my family. Now, the past few months, been kind of shaky. That third month was shaky. Past 2 months for sure have been shaky. Let me turn this truck off and get outside of this truck. So, right now, I'm at a company that I don't know if they manufacture the glass jars or this is where they're shipped to as a storage facility or what have you. But this place sends glass jars to an account that is directly down the street from, you might as well say across the street from a terminal in Owensboro, Kentucky for RTI. Um, Everything was going smooth. I pulled up here last night around 7 p.m. or 1900 hours on time because that's what it required on the message from the ELD. It said 1900. I pulled up at that time. Nobody's here, of course, like they usually aren't at this place, which is fine. I go inside to see if I can retrieve the BOL and get on down the road because I had like 2.5 hours on my clock. Well, go inside, no BOLs in the Dropbox. So I go to the computer system where you can print one out. It's not ready. I tried again. So let me try it again. Try the number again. See if it's ready. It's not ready. Okay. So I call 24/7 dispatch. Hey, Lowe's not ready. Um, how would you like me to proceed? Because I'm here right now. Maybe I'll come back tomorrow. They say, well, let me give you a call back, or I'll have the guy that handles that account call you back. All right. Then the guy that handles the account calls back. He tells me that the load is not ready for sure, and he don't know when it'll be ready. So I say, okay, I'm gonna go around the corner to a pilot that I know of and shut down for the evening. So I shut down. Now I'm expecting for 24/7, and this is something I shouldn't have expected because it's happened multiple times to me. It's happened multiple times where I give a message 24/7 and it does not get to my DM the next day. My DM is the driver manager, my direct contact with RTI, the one that sets up my loads and schedules me, and basically my liaison with RTI as a lease purchase driver. They have always failed to give messages to my DM. So why would I expect any different? But I was being naive. I was trying to be positive because I've been on a positive tip with myself lately, even though things have not been the best trucking wise. So I wake up this morning, no message from my DM. I said, well, let me give her about an hour to, get herself settled in and, figure things out because I'm not her only driver. I don't get any message. I don't get any call. So I send a message, say, hey, I don't know if you noticed, I spoke with 24/7 yesterday. This is what's going on, yada, yada, yada. So she sends me a message back about half an hour later and says, hey, just go over there and check to see if the load is ready. And I'm thinking, well, she might be onto something because it is a whole new day. That load was supposed to be ready yesterday evening. It has to be ready by now because the guys have been here loading up since this morning when they clocked in. I come over here to check, not ready. So I speak with the yard jockey, the person moving the trailers around here. He tells me that they don't have any empties and that he needs my empty. He needs me to drop my empty. I'm like, okay, that's fine, but I need to hold on to this empty for right now because if the load is not ready and my DM has another load lined up or something else for me to do, I need to be able to have an empty to move along with. That way I can get live loaded or whatever I need to do for the next company, because most contracts expect for you to bring an empty to them when you take a loaded, right? Plus, they had one at the dock already that was loaded that I asked for them to check on to see if I could take, because the next driver, he was like 40 minutes out at the time. So my DM, I spoke to her. She said the same thing. I'm gonna check to see if you could take the load that's ready right there now, because the next driver, he doesn't come until about 40 minutes from now, or hour from. She said hour. Anyway, time passes. I'm sitting here. That other driver pulls up. The other RTI driver pulls up in a black Freightliner. We wave, head nod, all that. He's literally here for 5 minutes tops. He goes to get his paperwork. He drops empty. He takes off. So I'm thinking in my head, I've been down this road with my DM and RTI before. When they do this, another load. So I'm gonna be patient and I'm gonna wait instead of being, mean about it and calling them and fussing and forcing them to give me uh, another load. So I'm gonna be patient, practice patience. Like I said, I've been practicing peace lately. So nothing. I don't get no call. So I just hit her back a few minutes ago, and she had no idea that the driver had already been there and taken it. She was still waiting on a call back from somebody else to confirm that I could take it. So I told her, no, he's been gone now for about a half an hour. He's been gone. She was like, well, can you go in there and check to see if they can live load you? Because that would be my next move too, to be honest. So I go in there to see if they can live load. They're on lunch break. Now, mind you, before I left that truck stop this morning, I told myself I don't want to leave the truck stop just yet, because I'm gonna start my clock. That screws me over. When you start that clock, you want to optimize every minute of that day. Otherwise, you can screw yourself over in the back end on trying to get something done at the end of the day. Not only that, today is the end of the pay period. I would love to get another load in before the end of the pay period. With that being said, the past couple months with RTI have been bad for me. And I make it look good. I still make videos. I still, try to keep a positive attitude about everything, because it's not so much that the company is failing as a whole, it's the lack of communication between night dispatch and my driver manager. Not only that, last week was a bunch of live loading with Tractor Supply. I know they got a contract with Tractor Supply. I don't like Tractor Supply. I've told you that multiple times in my videos. I don't like them because of the live load aspect. If I was an owner op, I'd like them. It worked perfect for me sometimes because I can get in, get live loaded, get out, and I can set my own pace. I don't have to ask permission to leave like you do with lease purchase. As an owner op, you can be like, oh, it's not ready. Okay, well, what's the next one? You don't have nothing. All right, peace. You can move on to the next load. But unfortunately, here you'll start your clock and you'll waste your time, and it'll take longer to get loaded or unloaded, whatever the case might be. I've been doing a lot of sitting around and waiting, getting live loaded and live unloaded, thus hurting my check week after week after week, putting me in a tight place financially. Are the bills still going to get paid? Yes, but they're going to be late due to what I'm doing, like right now, sitting around waiting for something to happen. That's the problem with trucking. Communication. This company also doesn't have any empties from RTI, which they should have communicated that long before I even got here. That is not my problem. I didn't do that to you guys. You should have had empties lined up before I even got here, instead of depending on me to drop this one, and probably depending on the next one to drop one too. So the whole idea of hurrying up and waiting, that only works with the railroad, not in this trucking. You hurry up and wait, you burn your clock, and you don't get paid properly. So I'm about to go back inside and check again to see if they can get me loaded. Now, another RTI driver is pulling up right now as I'm talking. Another driver's pulling up right now with another empty trailer as I'm talking now. I'll keep it on live. Forget it. I'm not operating the vehicle. That's the guy I passed last night. Now I guarantee you, he's got plenty of time on his clock with that empty on his back that he's about to drop. But nothing's loaded RTI wise. I know that to be a fact. So he'll be waiting just like me. He better be waiting after me. 'Cause my load was supposed to be ready last night, 1900 hours. And the funny part is, a lot of these companies, they'll um, they'll red flag you or ding you for being late. but when they're late, it doesn't work like that. Yeah, I guess lunch is over. It would have been nice if you communicated that with me. Hey, I'm on a lunch break. Gonna be waiting a while. Clock just burning. Clock just going away. And the cold part about it is, I know it's nothing personal, but my DM, she gonna, gonna play it like, oh, I'm waiting to hear back, just so I can wait here for the next load to be ready, just so it can get delivered. Because that's how companies play, even with lease purchase. Hello. I was supposed to be heading yesterday to Owensboro, Kentucky. I was coming back in to check on the load. 87276422. Yep. Yep. Well, there's an RTI empty in the dock right now. And previous before that was another one loaded before my load. I didn't say that. I said they just put an empty in the dock. Ma'am, I'm not arguing with you. What's the attitude for? That's fine, but do you understand that I got here last night at 1900 for a load? They didn't tell me that. That's not what my messages said. But you're giving me attitude. Do you understand as a driver that I'm out here on the road feeding my family with this? I didn't do this to you. I know, but I'm saying communication would have been fine. That would really screw a driver over because then he'd be sitting on it for 4 days. That's what I'm saying. Why? What I'm sensing is that that's what I'm telling you. I'm not getting upset with you. I'm just a concerned driver that got here yesterday thinking the load was going to be ready. I pulled into the lot. I came in here. I'm trying to figure out why wasn't it ready. She doesn't know either. They told her the load the guy just took, the black RTI truck just came here and pulled out in like 5 minutes. His was they told them or whoever that it was supposed to be ready after my load. So then they called, they said they were going to call. Okay. I'm gonna finish. Okay. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna finish what I was saying just a second ago. Okay, I'm gonna finish what I was saying just a second ago. They also said they called to see if I could take the load he was going to take because I was already here. I guess here or whoever. That's what I'm saying. It seems like you're giving your aggression to me. I'm just the driver. Ma'am, I just told you I wasn't aggressive with you. I've told you multiple times and I've been nice. I'm trying to understand, did they call you? I'm trying to figure out who is telling what because nobody's telling me nothing. Now this is a new name, Sally. It was supposed to be Paul and Henderson and I spoke to some guy named Paul yesterday is what I'm saying. I guess you. So what do I need to do for the next load? Because you're mad at me. I ain't trying to make you mad. I'm trying to figure out from me because I've been here all day. I will. That's what the yard jockey didn't tell me that. He said. So the Premier RTI sitting there now is for another load? Why is it so hard to answer that one? Why is the RTI trailer sitting right there empty and I'm sitting there with an empty? You said mine is the next one to be loaded, right? Next one to be loaded. So there's an empty trailer in the dock right now. He didn't tell me that. All right, this is the last time I'm picking up these loads. It's the last time I'm picking up a load from here. That's the last time I'm picking up a load from here. I don't care what Morgan's saying. That's the last time I'm picking up a load from here. Now, y'all see that in person, right? You see that in person? Now, you heard my tone, right? I was being cool. I wasn't being Ron from KC. I was being truck driver. I was being nice, courteous, and cool. She couldn't give me a straight up answer. There's literally, I'm about to walk past an empty trailer right now. Right now. I'm going to show you the trailer. The trailer's empty. It's RTI. Trailer, empty. Why not load that one for me? Why make me sit around? It doesn't make sense. You're telling me I should have dropped my empty to get live loaded? Then it should be a live load. It should be drop and hook. That's not what they told me. Getting upset with me, I'm just trying to get clarification because my dispatch did not tell me that. She told me, well, they're supposed to be seeing if you can take the load. They're supposed to be leaving now, or it's miscommunication. And she's mad at me because I'm trying to figure that out. While you're sitting in that office, when you clock out, you're going to get in your car, you're going to go home. Me, I got to sit around and wait for some magic to happen. Now, I'm curious as to what she's going to tell this driver here that just pulled up. I'm curious what she's going to tell him. What, that trailer there that's sitting there at the dock already is his? Doesn't that sound asinine? I was here yesterday, but his might be loaded before mine. Now, if they don't load mine next, I'm leaving. I don't care what Morgan says. She know I get down. I'm leaving. They have to figure out something else. See, I'm glad I caught that for y'all. Y'all heard her tone, right? Or am I tripping? Am I tripping? I know I'm not tripping. You heard her tone, right? You heard her tone. Now watch this. I'm gonna leave this bad boy right here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna drop it so he can pick it up. Because he should have just told me that earlier. Because he was telling me, this is the problem, man. He was telling me that he needs empties. Cool, whatever. But I'm not leaving my empty here if I'm going to be high and dry because y'all haven't loaded me yet. And I sat here and I wasted my time on this. And I meant what I said too. Be the last time I pull a load from here. She had a whole attitude from the jump. Didn't want to hear nothing I wanted to say. But here's the crazy part. If I go stupid and nuts on her, everything else, right? That's what I'm saying. We love you truckers and everything you do is bull crap. No, you don't. Just like every other American, every other American want to step on everybody, want to step on each other, man. That's not cool, man. I'm doing a service and I'm not being rude about it. I just came in to ask a couple questions and you can't answer my questions. I've been very polite since I got here. Since I got here. And watch her lie. She's gonna lie and call customer service. Well, he was rude. No, I wasn't. I was just asking questions. I was just asking questions. Just like with everybody else, but I'm the dumbass trucker. I'm tired of it. I had it up to here. You see, I was politely asking questions. Wasn't like I was like, hey, you better know. Like some of these dudes, I'm talking to a live right now. Some of these guys walk in there and they cuss them out. They call them names. They talk about them. They leave. All kinds of crap, right? I don't do that. But she's gonna call. She gonna lie. I already know. I already know. I had this happen in where was I at that time? In Chicago. I was in Chicago. A car cut me off. Almost caused an accident. Cut me off. I avoided him. Honked my horn. You know, two light taps, burp, burp, and kept moving. Right. So look, he walking out now. Which one? I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna ask the other RTI driver. Did she say that Premier trailer was yours? She said drop it. She said drop it so I can get loaded. But I was asking her why not load that one. So look, trailer drop, right? Trailer dropped, right? Yes. Did she say that one was yours? Right. So I go in. I came in here 1700 last night. Wait, 1900 last night, right? The load was supposed to be ready last night, but we know RTI has miscommunication issues. I call 24/7. I tell them the issue. They tell me they're gonna have a liaison call back, somebody that handles the account or whatever. He calls me. He says, "Oh, it's definitely not gonna be ready." So I said, "Okay, I'll go over here to Pilot." Now I had 2 hours and 40 minutes on my clock. I'm already aggravated, but I said, "Okay, I'll go to Pilot." I come back today after talking to my DM because I told her I said I don't want to start my clock unless I go over there, or unless I'm ready to go when I get over there. Well, she already knows. I get over here, it's not ready. So he's like, I need empties. I said that's fine, but I don't want to let go of my empty until I know I can get a load out of here. Not only that, my DM told me the load that was sitting in the dock that was loaded when I got here could be mine. It was a BOL for it and everything, but it was another driver that was an hour out. So I said, let me wait for this other driver before I give you my empty, before I do all that, because I don't want to be left high and dry, because I need an empty for the next contract or whatever, because you know how RTI is. You have to have an empty half the time. Owensboro, Ragu, been there heck of times. Right. So, well, she doesn't know what's going on because she was supposed to get a call back for that loaded. Never did. So when I talked to her, she was like, "Well, go in the office see if they're ready." I go in there on lunch break. So I come back again to talk to him. I'm on live right now. I'm showing the frustration. I don't care if I'm going to JB Hunt, but I go in there to show people what I deal with. I go in there, I ask the lady a couple questions. She immediately has aggression.
Well, here's the thing. I don't I don't give a load to the guys on the dock until it's going to be ready for. And she's going in. I'm like, look, I'm just asking because I'm left in the dark here. I came here last night. She's like, well, it's not going to be due till the 30th. I said, so a driver's going to sit on it for 4 days?
It's only 650 miles, give or take.
Right.
Take that in one go.
Well, that's not my problem. I talked to such and such. I was like, well, that's not who they told me was the liaison to this. I said, did they call you to check to see if I could take that loaded? Nobody's called me. Nobody. Look, the only number that gets called is my number. I'm like, what is all the aggression for? It's on live, so it's not like I made it up. And I wasn't being aggressive. I even talked to him with respect. The yard jockey, I didn't say nothing rude to him or anybody here, but you're being overly aggressive with me.
The thing is, they've had problems with RTI drivers before. I mean, they've kicked like three RTI drivers out of it
Well, I
because they
told her this is the last time I'm picking up one from here. I don't care what they're talking about. Oh, it's mostly me. I don't care. Find something else. I'm not picking up a load from here. I don't want to deal with her. But she's the type of person to keep egging somebody on until they blow up, and like you said, they get kicked off the property. And she's probably gonna call and lie on me anyway. Just like I'm telling them a story about what happened in Chicago. Somebody cut me off, and they called RTI and said he was driving aggressively, weaving in and out of traffic. Mind you, this is 4 p.m., like 2 to 4 p.m. in Chicago traffic. How was I weaving in and out of traffic with a 53-foot trailer and a tractor? How?
people
But
are.
they called me to ask me about it. I said, y'all call me to ask me about these kind of things, but you don't call to ask how I'm doing. That's mighty funny.
That's the way they look at it. I mean, it's not her necessarily. It's just the company here. They procrastinate a lot. She gets the brunt of it. I I've been hauling after her for the last year and a half.
So you've been dealing with her for a while.
Yeah, she does get her days, but it's mainly the company that does Ragu. They're just pain in the asses, and they push it all on her or the yard jockey. Then we come in asking questions, getting fucking testy, and then it's like we're the ones getting the receiving end of it because you give what you take, and you take what you give.
Hell, I gave peace when I walked in.
Huh?
I gave peace when I walked in. I try to make everybody's day better. Even when I take showers, I fold the towels up and put them back on the counter when I'm done. I don't just leave them all over the floor. I don't leave the place a mess. Like everywhere I go, I try to leave with courtesy and peace because that's all I want. Because the job is stressful as it is already. So when I came in there to ask a couple questions, all she had to do was be like, "Hey, I've dealt with this time and time again. They probably miscommunicated." And she could have told me, "Well, that load it wasn't going to be ready till such and such." But her demeanor was, "Well, you're not going to come here and tell me what load." I said, "Ma'am, I didn't even tell you. That's not what I'm telling you. I'm not going to tell you you're going to load me next. I'm just trying to figure out why I was not loaded next
I do
when there's a
admit,
Premier trailer sitting right there.
well, they're behind right now.
Why do you need my trailer, my individual?" And this is the funny part. She said, "We don't load by the empties that come in." This is what she said. "We don't load by the empties that come in." Doesn't that look like my empty going into the dock right now? This is
Uh,
more like a live load.
well, no, the thing is, for liability reasons, you're supposed to technically drop the empties over there.
Yeah.
You're supposed to wait over here or go to your terminal, whatever the fuck. You're
Oh
supposed to
yeah,
do
he
it that
told me
way.
to drop it right there.
Yeah. Supposedly, you're supposed to go over there for liability reasons. And I mean, once they get going, they can load 3 to 4 trailers of ours in an hour to 2 hours.
See, why wasn't that communicated? My DM didn't tell me anything about where to drop, how to drop, when to
Who's
drop.
Liam?
I've been here 4 times.
Who's Liam?
Morgan. I've been here 4 times. Successfully sent a load over to Ragu. Now I've been to Ragu a heck of more times than here, but every time I've came here, it's been after hours. This is the first time that I actually caught somebody in the office. So I didn't even expect that interaction. I thought she was gonna be like, explain to me and then I'd go on about my day. That way I have something to lead with. Because the reason why I ask questions is so I can tell Morgan for the next driver that she deals with, or she can tell the next person, if something can get done. That's why I just told her a minute ago. They don't have empties over here. They don't have any empties.
Yeah, I told my DM that. He's like, well, you might have to start ferrying empties from our yard. I was like, funny. All right, so you gonna stay here then?
Well, I don't want to start my clock. I don't even want to start it at the truck stop.
All right, stay right here.
I didn't even know that. You know, communication, man, is everything.
Yeah, we have a terminal like not even 2 miles, 2.5 from here.
Well, I might as well wait now. I don't know. 'Cause beer been sitting there for an hour now. Haven't even touched it. That was my question. That doesn't make what she said does not make sense. Like you have a RTI trailer in the dock, and my load is supposed to be next. This is what she told me. My load is next. Why do I have to drop my trailer if that
Liability.
RTI trailer is ours? I should be getting loaded
Because
already.
somebody already had that trailer. They already planned on it.
And she ain't telling me that. That's why I was trying to get her to tell the truth instead of just playing me around about it. Just communication goes a long way, but it's
Yeah.
all right.
Look,
The younger generation, the guys younger than us, they ain't gonna tolerate it. They gonna quit
We're
the
here.
first day.
you go down Old Shawnee,
Mm.
there's a intersection right here. You go all the way down that. You're right here on Ridge Avenue. You go down. That's our terminal right there.
I'll be darned. I didn't know. I've been going to the pilot because I'm familiar with the area because I delivered to that Aldi down here.
Well, hopefully you have a better time. I'm gonna go over to the terminal.
Oh, I'm gonna have a good time regardless. I just wanted to catch the whole interaction on live because I got a lot of commenters and haters that come in. They talk stuff about me lying or making. No, this is real life. This is what I deal with on a day-to-day basis, and I keep a cool head.
Stage.
Yeah,
Stage.
I'm faking it all.
Yeah. Of course you're faking it all. Don't you know?
So there you have it. I guess he's dealt with her in the past. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I would love to go the other direction about it. Like you said, they've had drivers come in here and do the fool. I'm not that. I didn't do that when I walked in. Y'all witnessed it. Whoever was watching, I don't mind or care who's watching, but you witnessed that I went in there with a cool head, talking with some sense to try to figure this out. Now I was already upset before I even started the live. I was very upset. I don't know if she's going. Maybe she saw me walking back to my truck. I was walking a little fast and aggressive. Maybe she went off. But even then, that is no right for you to treat or talk to somebody like that. Period. Try to lead with a peaceful foot. Because what's going to end up happening is you're going to cause more issues in the world than you're going to solve anything. You could have easily just gave me an answer, a good answer, and I would have walked out. But you kept running circles. Do y'all understand where I'm coming from? There's an RTI empty in the dock. She said, I'm next. You heard her. I am next to be loaded. Why do you need my empty to get loaded? Otherwise, it should be just called a live load. It should not be called drop and hook. Because that's the understanding that I had when I got here. Why say, oh, we need your empty? If there's an empty, I showed you. The empty is sitting in, it's been sitting there for an hour now. Nobody's touched it. Now, if she's trying to play the game or running my clock down or being mean or whatever the case, little does she know I'm lease purchased. I will leave. Find me another load. I decline. Find me something else. I know it screws me over and it makes me look bad to the company, but I'd rather find something else instead of wasting my time. So if she's going to play that game, I will leave. I will leave. I've done it before. Heck, I've done it as a company driver. And the company USX, who I worked for at the time, understood why I left. They didn't even get mad at me. It was like, well, forcibly trying to make you wait just because you're trying to figure out why the drop and hook situation ain't happening right now. It just makes sense. Why it's look, we don't have any trailers. He's getting it. I didn't even know that was down there. He just went and got another empty. You can't make this up. He just went and got another empty. I'm like, what? He just went and got another empty. I don't know. Well, maybe it was the gray truck that brought it in or whatever. But I'm laughing at the other drivers back there. They know they laughing back because it's silly. Like, okay, see, I have 3 empties in the dock right now. My load was supposed to be ready yesterday, but she tells me that my load was not to be delivered till the 30th. 4 days, bro. What driver you know is gonna sit on the load for 4 days? Huh? Owner, op, company, lease purchase, ain't no. And if you a company driver sitting on the load for 4 days, I'm gonna tell you straight up, hey, you need to put that in check. You don't need to be sitting around nowhere for 4 days. The industry is a lot different nowadays. You don't sit nowhere and wait 4 days for no load. There's many loads that need to be pulled and moved around. I guess this guy with the little cube, he's driving a cube, whatever that car is called, little square car. I'll show you. He's the guy that inspects. See, look, there's 3 RTI trailers next to each other. The first one's been sitting there for an hour. Mine has been sitting there for the past, 5 minutes or so. And he just pulled that one in and put it there. Now maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe no, I'm not. I ain't overreacting. Cause dog, I was here last night. It's a waste of. I don't. You know another thing too, and I'm gonna be honest about it. I'm gonna be very truthful about it. And I don't care who don't like it, but I'm treated a certain kind of way because of certain reasons. Certain reasons. I'm just gonna keep it real. And I've noticed that since I've started trucking, and I don't bring it up a lot because I try not to lead with that. But 9 times out of 10, you get a better reaction when you look different. I've seen foreigners get treated a certain kind of way too. And it's not right. You talk to everybody with respect. But what people don't realize is you pay for it in the end because energy always comes back around. Oh, it comes back. He's out here. He's leaving. That driver's gone. Energy always comes back. But I'm going to leave y'all with something real quick. I don't know if it's going to post or not. I don't know how this is going to work because it's my first time doing a live on my channel. It was some reading I had to do before I started this live, granting me permission to do the live or whatever. You got to have a certain amount of subs or whatever to do it. Anyway, I'm going to leave you with this. Like I was just saying, energy. Lead with positive energy because it always comes back to you. Think about it. You ever done something that you thought was kind of wrong, you felt was kind of wrong, but even in the moment that you felt that I'm right, and you're so angry but in the end you know you're wrong, right? And then later on, week, month, day, hours, a year, something really bad happens, right? Something really bad happens, right? And you're trying to figure out, why did that happen to me? Energy. You get the energy you put out. Now, right now, could this be my energy? I don't know, but I mean, it's really not hurting me per se. It's really hurting the company because at the end of the day, a lot of people watch my videos. And it's not thousands upon thousands, but my video is one of the most viewed videos, or not videos, but my channel is one of the most viewed channels for new drivers trying to figure out RTI. Again, disclaimer, RTI is not a bad company. It's just miscommunication like this that I don't like and I don't tolerate because communication is just as simple as making a phone call. Simple phone call. Hey, driver, this and that. Driver says that and this, hang up. As opposed to not finding out until you get to the destination, receivership or whatever, or relay, whatever. And then it's something different. And you know what? That's happened multiple times with this company. This is the most that's ever happened with a company. I work for Variant, USX, and JB Hunt. For the most part, RTI has been the worst at communication. Hands down. I'm just telling the truth. They've been the worst at communication. USX, every now and again, something might pop up. But this company, it's like every other day. I'm texting my wife or I'm telling one of my trucking homeboys, like, man, this went wrong today. It's always something, and it's not that I'm looking for the bad in every day. I'm not. It's just as a truck driver, if you understand and you understand, you know, certain things are supposed to go a certain kind of way. They told me 1900 last night. It should have been 1900 last night. And I'm also courteous, so if it would have been, you know, later than that, earlier than that, I'm like, okay. Well, I'm not gonna say later or earlier because that's a vast amount of time. A little bit later, a little bit earlier. You know, let's say they said, "Oh, well, it's not gonna be ready until the morning." Hey, okay, cool. I wasn't told that. I was told to go to a truck stop and wait. And then when I spoke to my DM the next day, she didn't even know what was going on. Why? Because 24/7 didn't tell her. So now you've seen a little bit. Whoever the few people that came in here, I think total it was like 6 altogether, 2 likes. The few people that did come in here, now you see that what I complain about is very real. I'm not being dramatic. I was cool with that lady. I don't know what kind of anger, and they hate it when you call them out on it. You see, I said a few times, hey, why are you so big? You're so aggressive. You're being rude. What's going on? And I'm not. I've dealt with. I've been doing this almost 4 years, man. I done dealt with plenty of shippers, receivers, man. I'm not being crazy about it. If it's a cool one, it's a cool one. We have a good conversation. Sometimes joke, ha ha, and then we walk out. This one here, she don't like RTI drivers. Because even the other drivers say, well, she's like that some days. To who? To us? For what? But I'm going to hop off of here and I'm about to go get something to eat. I'm pretty sure they're probably not going to have it loaded till later this evening because they just told him his load ain't going to be ready till late tonight. I don't know if that's her way of getting back at RTI or what the case might be. Or, maybe, just maybe, they're short on forklift drivers or, loaders or whatever the case might be. I get that, and she's taking the brunt of it, but you don't take it out on everybody else. You don't take it out on the drivers pulling the loads out of here because you wouldn't have a job if it was not for us drivers. And that's facts. I don't care how you want to slice it. Facts. This country don't move unless these semis move. Facts. It's that simple. Everything you buy comes off a truck. Forget, I'm on live right now. I'm gonna add that in there because I haven't said it in a lot of videos. Everything you buy comes off a truck. This necklace, these glasses, this watch, this ring, this shirt, my undershirt, pants, shoes, everything. My headset, my CD, my Rand McNally, my phone case, this truck. This truck was delivered by what? A truck. Like that mean. Come on, man. I'm out. Peace.